So when I first started getting into it, I was what? When I first started watching YouTube, I must have been 12. So that's what, 2014. And I was like, the only things I could see were like, KSI, Road to Shore, I can't quite remember now, but a gamer as well, and Bates in 87. Very, very weird ones. And then obviously when I started making my own real stuff, the only time I really sort of knew I had a clue what I was doing was probably COVID times. And that was when it was a little bit more like, obviously the apocalypse happened, and then yeah, YouTube's confusing, man. I being in the whole vast media world, like it's the most confusing part of it, to be honest with you. And I to be honest, not being able to work something out and have a consistent like payroll is very, very weird. And to be honest, I'd much rather, I don't know about you. So I got handed Mundo Sporto by Craig, Holden, and Paddy. Then not Paddy and Connor Crosby. They said, "Oh, you can go and do what you want with this." And I found it very, very difficult because I didn't feel authentic enough. Like it was obviously it's something that they created and I'd taken over. I'd much rather do something for free than do it for little money, because it shows that you have such a passion for it. For me, I found it extremely difficult to actually motivate myself to do something that wasn't truly mine. I don't know whether that's a thing for you or not, but like, I suppose if you got handed a channel with 24,000 subscribers and the numbers are inconsistent because they don't know you, like, that's really frustrating, because you're trying to convince them, like, actually, yeah, look at me. Well, I'm Mr. Meeseeks, Rick and Morty reference.
Come on, Chris. You gotta give me more of those, Chris. I want more Rick and Morty. I want more impressions.
That is an incredible impression.
Thank you.
But like, yeah, it's sort of a bit like that. Like I've had to press the button, and I'm saying, like me, please. Like, I'm not what you're used to. And that's why I'd much rather do something for free than do it for little money, because it wasn't enough to keep a sustainable motivation forward. So, yeah.
But was the passion, because football seems to be a recurring thing, was that enough to kind of get you going, or was it a case that, like you say, because it's not your baby, there's always a little bit of that imposter syndrome, a little bit of that reticence to go, I can't be I can't do what is instinctual to me in this situation because it's not how they would have done it. And people, and what YouTube fandom's like, they're going to be so quick to go, who are you? And why don't you do the thing I like? And you go, well, it's just something different, dude. It's exactly. Like, can you not just judge it on its own merit rather than comparing it? Listen, I'm not the Kardashians. I'm not fucking Markiplier or anybody. I'm my own thing. And isn't that great? Isn't it a good thing that there's a platform that promotes all of this diversity of content rather than just, what do you do? Oh, sorry, I don't really understand that.
The thing is, right, the whole reason I got on board with Anfield Agenda in the first place, and the reason why they appointed me, headhunted, recruited, what have you, was because I'm different. I'm very different to what people are used to. The YouTube football scene is based on, and Craig will tell you this, and Mark Goldbridge will tell you this, it's based on clippable moments. It's not based on deep analysis. It's not based on what people's thoughts are genuinely. It's based on clippable moments that you can share on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever, and put around. I mean, the key example of this, like, I love Craig, right? But he will admit to you right now that it wouldn't be his proudest work when he screamed 7-7-7 at the screen when Liverpool conceded 7 to Aston Villa. But that's the most clippable moment ever, and that's why it's got over 500,000 views. Whereas I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves for the analytical and football thinking mind that he genuinely has. But it's because he's that he's successful. He's got the clippable moments. He's a personality. Whereas I am much more of a thinker. I'm much more of a writer. I tend to, I'm something completely different that's not, in my opinion, fit for YouTube at the moment. Which is why I obviously dip my toes in lots of different markets and spin different plates. So yeah, it's a very confusing algorithmy thing. I hope my future's in this in YouTube because it's so gratifying. But yeah, there's still loads and loads of avenues to go down, and that's why it didn't really work out with Mundo Sporto as of yet. I'm still umming and ahhing of whether to go back to it or whether to just start over and make it me, which would be probably the better thing. And eventually just, you know, if it's, as you said, the words are my baby, and it wasn't my baby, so